Lesson 2, topic, solving proportions, learning target. I can use cross products to solve proportions. Proportion are two ratios, or you could say fractions, that are equal. So we talked about equal fractions back in our fractions unit, unit 2. But here we have 4 of our slices are shaded. So we have 4 shaded slices. So you could say 4 shaded. And 8 total slices. So we have 8 total. And here we have 2 shaded slices and 4 total slices. But you can see that they cover the same amount of space. They cover half the circle. So these are what we call equal fractions, equivalent fractions, or also we call them a proportion. So these fractions are in proportion because they are equal to each other. So now we have to talk about the cross products property. So this is a special property that applies to proportions. So as you can see, we have those same 2 fractions. Right here, 4/8 equals 2/4. So we know that those are equal fractions. So a property with these kind of fractions is if 2 fractions have the same cross product, then they are proportional. So we know that they would be equal or proportional if they have the same cross product. So let's break down what cross product is. Product is a math word that just means multiply. So whenever you see the word product, you should think multiply. Cross just means we're going to go at a diagonal. We're going to make an X. So the first cross would be 2 and 8. So what is 2 times 8? Well, 2 times 8 equals 16. So that product is 16. And then we have the other cross, which would be the 4 and the 4. So then we do 4 times 4, and that also equals 16. So they have the same cross product, so that makes them proportional. All right, so we are going to use that cross products to help us solve proportions. So this is going to be a tool that we're going to use in our next unit to help us solve real world problems. But first, we want to be able to master this skill of solving proportions. So you can see we have variables again. And remember, a variable is just something that we don't know. So we are going to figure out what value should go right here for x. So that's going to be our end goal, figure out what x equals. So to do that, we're going to look at those cross products. So we have this cross product here, 8 times 3. Well, 8 times 3 is 24. And then here, 4 times x. Remember, we just write that as 4x because the number next to a letter just means multiply. So to remain in proportion, those cross products have to be equal. So now we're just back to what we did in Unit 3, solving an equation. 4 times x equals 24. So what number, if we multiplied it by 4, gives us 24? Well, all we have to do is undo that multiplication with division. So we're going to divide by 4. And we'll get our answer. So 24 divided by 4 is 6 equals x. So now we know that x is 6. So that would make this proportion true. Let's do another example here. We have 9 over 6 equals x over 10. We want to figure out what would be the value for x. So that's our end goal. What should x be? So if we do our cross products, we have 6 times x is 6x. And then we have 9 times 10 is 90. So all we have to do is get x by itself by undoing this multiplication with division. Divide by 6, divide by 6, and we get x equals 90 divided by 6. If you like, feel free to use a calculator. We got 90 divided by 6 gives us 15. So x is 15. And our last problem here, we have 7 over 5 equals x over 3. So again, our end goal is to figure out what x is. First off, we do those cross products. What's 5 times x? 5 times x is 5x. Then we do 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Set those equal to each other. And then get x by itself by dividing by that number next to it. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and we get x equals 21 divided by 5, and we get 4.2. And just so you are aware, sometimes we will get decimal numbers, and that is okay. That's all the notes I've got for you. Thank you for watching this video, and please move into your practice.